A lot of people lately have been talking about their desire to move to a Russian village and either live in a village house or perhaps create some sort of homestead. So today I've decided to come to two villages that are kind of neighbouring each other about 15 minutes from the city of Vladimir, and I'm going to walk around and show you the different types of houses that we have here. So we're going to have old dacha style houses. Now these are going to be houses that were occupied by the people that used to work the land in the village in the Soviet days, right? And some of these houses actually predate the Soviet days. Then we have purpose Soviet built houses. This was when a collective farm or particular industry or particular factory was built in the village, and the village would need to be grown and more people would move to there. Then people would live in these kind of purpose-built Soviet houses. And then, of course, since the 90s, the villages have been developing. So we've got plots of land where maybe old houses used to be. They've been knocked down and brand new houses have been built in their places. Then we've got areas around the edge of the villages where we've got completely brand new houses. So today we're going to walk around these two villages. We're going to speak to some locals. We're going to find out what's going on, and you can see what it's like to live in a Russian village. So look at this bus stop. You can see there's some kind of clothes here. I don't know if they've put them here. Lots of rugs, maybe for people to keep warm when it gets cold. They can sit at the bus stop and keep warm while they're waiting for the bus, which probably comes like once an hour or something. So check out some of these houses in the village here. Kind of bits of houses built into one. And over here, this is the thing for beating the rug. And look at the different styles that we've got. Different types of houses. So these people are not dirt poor or anything, you know. You can see they've got normal cars. They've got a boat over here. Check out this car. That looks sick, doesn't it? So I've just arrived in the next village, which is about a kilometre up the road from the last one. And again here in this village they used to have a collective farm, and so we've got lots of infrastructure like this building behind me. I'm not sure if this was a government building, well I mean like a administration building or apartments. And then we've got lots of little dachas, things that people have added to them over the last kind of 30 years, and then we've got a kind of whole brand new area. So I'll have a little walk around. I really like this type of village where there's a big grass lawn before the road, so your houses are kind of way back and you've got your fence and your territory behind there, but you've also got a big grass area, and it makes just walking around the village just really safe as well, just really quiet and relaxed. Lots of very typical dacha type houses, but really just a mix. You can see a new build just over here coming up as well. And so this is really typical of a Russian village. We've got a dacha style house here that's been kind of renovated and updated. And then next door we've got a new build. And then opposite we've got another old dacha style. I think it looks like they've added a roof to it, second floor. It's got new windows in it, and then another new build next door, and it's all kind of just all mumbled up all together. Is that the right word I'm looking for? And I can smell manure, which means there's a farm here somewhere. So you really do feel like you're in the countryside, and you're only like 10-15 minutes drive away from the city, but it's everyone's kind of mixed together, and it's got a really nice kind of country feel to it here. So this is the sign for the entrance to the old collective farm. Can't see what's going on here though. And then on this side we would have had a hammer and sickle, but it's gone now. So the further you travel out of the town, we're about 15 minutes away now, the more the villages are just going to be like villages, like they were before in the Soviet Union. But either side of this village you've got lots of new builds. People have purchased individual plots of land and they've built new houses here. So we're going to walk around this area. I'm going to walk around a little bit in the center of the village, where you're probably going to have a mixture of old and new, and then we're going to walk around the other side and see what that's like as well. So here we are out in the countryside. Look at this, a nice field opposite you, and I'd say this house here is going to be on sale, probably furnished. It will be about 20 million rubles. So how much is that? About £200,000. And this one maybe a little bit more. Obviously it's fully furnished, people are living in it, so I'd go for about 20 million rubles, perhaps more. And then here we've got a lot of active building going on. You can see all different types of houses. Now I've mentioned this before, but because everybody is purchasing their own plot of land and building whatever house they want, it's going to be like a building site for a while until everyone has finished building. So you can see that this guy is just starting to build, and the neighbor has already built his house and is living there already. And so you're going to get building materials kind of scattered around. This one is still being built, look, and this guy, as I said, is going to be living there, looks like, for a while. Next door is still being built, and this is the only drawback, I would say, with individual plots of land in places like this. Because look, you've got like someone sieving sand here, you've got a spade here, you've got another half-built house, you've got this big barrel here. What is going on there? It's a barrel, I guess, containing, I don't know, is it water or sand, or what's the deal there? And how long is it going to stay there for? Because the house looks finished. These bricks are perhaps unused, or maybe they're going to build a pathway out of them. But this is the only drawback about living in an area where everybody buys their own plot of land and builds what they want. Also, you can see the road is, well, pretty shocking indeed. It's going to be a while before anyone does anything with the road. I'm guessing here it's been pretty bad in winter, and they've done something. They've tried to put some sort of stones here just to make it a bit better, but yeah, it's pretty shocking really. And so even though the road is pretty bad, right, and people are building at all different stages, some of the plots are completely vacant and waiting for someone to buy them, and maybe some people have bought but they haven't decided to build yet, and some people are half building, some people are already living in the area. That is the drawback of living on a settlement where you purchase your own plot of land. But I think the individual plots of land are the best to buy and build on. Now, if you were to buy a house here, while it's still like this, while it's still kind of like unorganized and stuff being built, it's going to be cheaper. By the time that everyone's built and they've put a perfect road down and everyone's gardens all manicured and stuff, the house is going to be a lot more. So, you know, that's something to consider. So these people here, their house is all done, and opposite, well, this is what they see when they come outside their house. It's always interesting to see the styles that people came up with, why they decided to build their house like this. I mean, look at this, it's a bit of a strange one, right? All of these different designs all kind of squashed together. Massive epic houses like this one, and then tiny houses next door. Now another drawback, apart from the, you know, crazy mess that is created when people are building their own individual houses, people have fences, and now high fences are good for you, right? Because if you have a high fence, everything, the other side of your fence can be beautiful, and then, well, you don't have to worry about what it looks like outside the fence. But the thing about having high fences also is that the neighbours aren't really going to communicate as much. The chances are that people aren't really going to know each other at all, right? They're going to have some sort of village chat group, maybe where they, you know, get together every now and again if they have to do something, organise something, but the chances are there's not going to be much of a community spirit like you would find in the old areas of the village where there's dachas and people kind of like know each other and, you know, get together more often. Also, you're going to have people that have got a bit of money, perhaps starting out in life, living next door to people who are pretty wealthy. Now this dacha is epic. It looks really cool. You can see that they've added to it over the years and it's really nice, and I can see a babushka working in the garden over there, so I'm not going to go disturb her. So here we've got a tiny village shop, and I forgot my cash card at home. Got no money with me, I'm dying for a drink. We've got village dogs randomly just walking around. And over here we've got more apartments that were built purposely to house the workers of the collective farm that was here. And here's something you'll be interested in. We've got a bike just placed here, no lock, no one's going to steal it. And I was about to say that it's very peaceful here, but someone's just started up a chainsaw behind me. But again, this is going to be one of the drawbacks. You've got a little rubbish area, but people have dumped all sorts of big rubbish that no one's ever going to remove, really. You've got some foundations here that someone's probably wanted to build something at one point, but it wasn't built in the end, and now it's kind of left. So the guy just collecting some grass over there said to me, "What are you filming?" And I said, "Well, just filming the difference of life in a village between the old and new." And he said, "What, that we live in a rubbish site?" Yeah. And I was like, "No, but there you go, you see." Even the locals will be like, "Yeah, the thing is, when people build, they kind of half build and things are half built, and that's the reality of life in a village." I just walked between some of the houses. Just saw some really nice ladies, old ladies, but they didn't want to talk to me. I completely understand why. English guy with a camera and all that. I'm wondering how much the people in this old Soviet area of the village kind of interact with the people on the new side. I'm guessing not very much at all. What do you think? Would you like to live in this part of the village? In the Soviet part? Здравствуйте. Можно вопрос? Куда мне подойти?
Нет, я сама подойду.
А скажите, пожалуйста, вот люди, которые вот здесь живут, да? В эту часть деревни, общаетесь с людьми, которые там в новом часть? Да, общаетесь, да? Вы все равно общаетесь, да? Хорошо.
Мы все перемешаны.
Да?
Да.
Просто было интересно, потому что у них все заборы очень высокие, да? А я думаю, что может быть они как-то вот...
Нет, это ничего не означает.
Да?
Забор ничего не означает.
Ага, ладно, отлично, спасибо огромное.
Как вас зовут?
Меня Сэм зовут.
Сэм?
Сэм, да.
Я Любовь.
Любовь, очень приятно.
Хорошего дня.
Да, спасибо. До свидания. So this again is the minus, the negative of the village, things like this. I mean, this is probably just going to stay here forever. So this village is quite big. We've got a big school behind us, and I'm guessing a lot of the children from the other surrounding villages probably come here. And here we've got, well, kind of a half a playground area, and I'm guessing this is the kindergarten over there. Just walking down this path, and the smell is just amazing. Just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a bit of burning wood and a bit of different types of trees and stuff, but it really is incredible. And I love village life. I think living in a village is the best way to live in Russia. Not far from the town, a mixture of all different types of people. Yes, some areas of the village are going to be a bit rough around the edges, but it far beats living in an apartment in the city or in a gated community. Let me know what you think, but I think village life is amazing. And if you move to a village like this and you're the kind of person that's going to be talkative, you're going to make friends, and you're really going to enjoy living here. Look how beautiful this is. All the hedge growing up in the shop. It's really nice, isn't it? And we've got a guy blasting out his music over there. And that's another thing that I just love about life in the village. We've got a guy blasting out his music, we've got a beautiful hedge growing on the shop, and it's just, I feel free here, completely free. And the contrasts just continue and continue. Over here we've got the post office and the Lenin monument, but is that Lenin? He looks a bit different, doesn't he? The owner of this house, wow, he's got an epic view. Check that out, apart from this new building. It's been built right here, government building. Epic view. Look at this for a building, absolutely amazing. Wow, so much character. So the lady said this house here is 140 years old. And look at this one. Wow. So interesting, right? Wow, and check out the chimney pipes up there. This is amazing. Of course, in the village, a lot of the older houses won't have indoor plumbing, and so they have to rely on the pump of the well. So I'm pretty impressed with my Russian right now, because the lady I spoke to, she thought I was from maybe Latvia. So there you go, almost half Russian. I think a lot of you, when you think about moving to a village, you think of something like this. And I like it here too as well. Peaceful village life, not full of mansions or crazy ugly new builds, but just different types of village houses. Look how epic this entrance is to the house. We've got a few chickens in the house behind me, and this really is the type of village that I'd like to have a village house in. Obviously I've got my own house that I'm building, but as I said in another video, I'd love to build well, not even build, but renovate a village house so that you guys, my subscribers, can come and live in it for free and enjoy village life. What do you think of this one? And wow, look at this. This is epic. Looks like it's being redone, or it's having sides added to it, or bits added to it. And look at all the flowers here. They had loads of flowers over at the entrance, but they were kind of sitting, hanging out. I didn't want to disturb them. And this house over here is epic. It is massive. It looks like they've taken what used to be perhaps a house that belonged to, I'm guessing, a merchant at one point, maybe 150 years ago, and they've built it into almost a mansion. And then right opposite we've got a Hansel and Gretel type house. I definitely think out of the three choices, whether it be the new builds in a kind of like chaotic building state, or the old Soviet area, or the small Dutch area, of the village definitely wins. Peace and quiet, chickens walking across the street, babushkas walking around. Oh, brilliant. Just had an epic conversation with this guy here. He was standing on the top of his plot, and he looked massive, and he came down the plot, walked down the steps and got to me, and he was like waist height for me, and we looked really funny together, you know, me this giant and him this, well, not giant, let's say that. So we've got a couple of young women just out for a stroll. So I'm kind of lost right now. I've got no idea how to get back to the main road. Some of these gardens are really nice, really well kept. Some of the flowers inside, can't really see them at the moment. There you go. Look at this for a house, so interesting. We've got two different types of wooden structures. We've got a big concrete one behind it, and it looks like they've just kind of built onto it over time. And what is this? Is this the well? Or a letterbox? Oh, it's a rubbish box. It's a rubbish box. A bin. So I've made it back to the main road. Straight away I can see this massive brand new build here. And that's opposite these. So we're still on the main road, but check this house out. It is epic. Epic. Just, oh wow, this is why I love Russia. Just look at this. That is amazing. Look at the attention to detail. That really is something special. Look at that, how beautiful the garden is. And you can see that both neighbours are in on the act too. Let's go next door and check out if it says epic. And it looks like it is. Wow. It is so epic. Wow. So there's a dog coming. I'm hoping the owner's going to come and see me and tell me about the garden. Because this is epic.
Приезжал телевидение
да?
местное.
О, я представляю, что каждый раз, когда кто-то мимо едет, они здесь остановятся, да, и смотрят, да, конечно. Вау, это просто... Моя мама. Она хотела бы сюда, наверное, 100% приезжать и смотреть.
А где ваша мама живет?
В Англии.
Ой.
Я из Англии, да, приехал, да.
Да, а у меня там и сестра, и племянник.
А, да? А где? В каком городе?
Кингслин, по-моему, называется.
А, не знаю. Я в Ноттингем живу. Это как Сауди, где Робин Гуд. Ну, легенда у нас Робин Гуд. Ну, здравствуйте. Он уже привык, уже, наверное, да?
Он
вот
уже
это?
привык.
Да. Вау, это просто...
Кингслин, вот.
А, Кингслин, да, знаю,
Да,
да,
вот
да,
там.
знаю. Недалеко от нас.
Да,
Да,
вот
недалеко.
видите, как
Да.
мир тесен,
Мир,
да?
да, тесен, да, точно. Как так получилось? А у соседей тоже, да, получается, что у вас как-то...
А соседи глядят на меня.
А, да? Она смотрит, как вызвали, и она хотела, да, вот так, понятно.
Да.
Очень красиво. А можно я
Да,
посмотрю,
вы
да?
пройдите, что вам интересно, снимайте.
Спасибо. Вау, это просто сказка. So check this out, guys. How amazing is this? The nice lady has let me walk into the garden to film. See, this is what I love about Russia. So check this out. Wow, it's incredible. This object here. I'm gonna have a quick look around. This is just absolutely epic. Do you like gardening? Wow! I can see what's coming, guys. This is insane. Look at this. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Wow. I am in shock right now. How good is this? This is epic. And I'm guessing this is the banyo at the end of the garden. Wow, what a garden, guys. What a garden. So in Russian villages we've got a bit of everything. I can see the church over there in the distance. Got the graveyard here, look. I've got a bit of a football pitch, although I've played on worse. Got some Soviet housing, and then we've got some village artwork. Banksy, eat your heart out. So we end today's video standing outside the village church. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was more like the type of thing I'd do over on my second channel called B Road Russia. If you're interested to go and view that channel, I'll put the link below. Also consider subscribing to my Telegram chat group. You can ask any questions you want in there. And also, guys, I've got my own site, samsrussianadventures.com, and you can go there and you can book a completely free call with me to ask me any questions Russia related. So if you're thinking about moving to Russia and you've got a question, I'll do my best to answer it the best I can or point you in the right direction. So anyway, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.